Hey guys, welcome back to She's At It Again, and I have a pretty good surprise for you if you're a guacamole lover. I'm going to show you how I make guacamole. My name's Tanya, and let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is take a lime. Now I'm only making half a recipe, so I'm just going to show you how to make a half a recipe. This is a small recipe, so if you're a person that lives by themselves, this will be enough for a good snack. But if you're a guacamole lover, you might want to double this or triple it. So take at least a half a lime, and if you can zest the lime peel, that would even be better. I'm not going to zest this because it's half a lime and it's just not worth fiddling with the rasp and half a lime. It's kind of floppy and it doesn't work well. So you want to get that lime juice in there because as soon as we get the avocado cut up and we let it hit that surface of the bowl, I want it to be able to hit that lime juice and keep it from oxidizing. So if you're not familiar with cutting an avocado, you'll want to wash the outside. Do not assume that fruits and vegetables are clean that are in the supermarket. You have people working in orchards and crops in fields picking produce. Pretty sure they don't stop and sanitize their hands every few minutes. So assume the worst, hope for the best, and wash your avocado before cutting it. Did you see how I did that? Cut the perimeter. It's going to have a seed on the inside like this, a pit. And you're going to be cutting around this. Be careful when you do this, but take your knife, tap into it, and that pit comes right out. Take your avocado and get all that out of the center. I should have gotten a spatula. Let me grab one of those. Either a spoon or a spatula works great for this. We laugh at our house and say that avocados have about a 7-minute time period to where they're just perfect. Anytime before that, they're hard as a rock, and anytime after that, they're kind of going bad. So anytime my husband cuts one open and says, oh, this looks good, then I'll say, hey, we must have hit that 7-minute mark. But seriously, they're pretty forgiving when it comes to being a little overripe. But if they're underripe, you're going to have to do a lot of chopping. Okay, let's show you this again. Clean avocado. I washed these while ago. You're going to take, you'll know when you hit the pit, and just slide the knife around it. Cut it all the way around. Take and twist it. It comes apart really easily. Take your knife, tap down into the center of that seed. Give it a twist. Sometimes it comes out easily. There you go. This avocado, I just bought these yesterday, so these are not quite as ripe as what I would normally wait to make guacamole, but hey, today's the day I wanted to make this video, so today's the day we're cutting them open. I have a doggie who is pacing around my kitchen island, or as my daughter used to say, pasting, and you can hear her walking around on the wood floor because she's waiting for me to let her go in the backyard because it's about noontime. All right, let's take a fork and mash this up just a bit. If you like chunky guacamole, then that's all the better for you if you get one that's not quite as ripe. But if you get one that's ripe, it's going to be super smooth. Feel free to put this in a blender if you want to, but really it doesn't require any electrical kitchen appliance at all. Just a fork, spoon, knife, and then you're going to have most of your items to chop up just with a regular chef's knife or a paring knife, whatever you have. Just a minute, Lacey. I'll take you out in just a bit. Okay, I can't stand to work with dirty hands. I was an orthodontic assistant for years, and I don't do well with dirty hands, dirty countertop, dirty floor, anything. It's just part of who I am, I guess. All right, next item we want to add is our onion, and I have about 1/8 of a cup of finely chopped onion. Now, I didn't put this in my little chopper machine because it doesn't quite chop it up as finely as what I want it for guacamole. But if you like chunky onions, make them big. It's just all up to you. Okay, next thing we want to put in is about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. About 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. And again, I buy these in bulk and just keep them in these jars. They do not come in these little decorative jars. You'll need a full teaspoon of salt. You'll need a clove of fresh minced garlic. I have some pickled jalapeños right here. That's just the nacho slices that you get, like to make nachos with melted cheese or anything like that. They come in a jar. It's basically just pickled jalapeños. Cut those up briefly. You want to chop them pretty fine. You don't want to get a big chunk of jalapeno, but these are not super hot. I have a bit of chopped up cilantro here. If you do not like cilantro, if you think it tastes like dirt, if you're one of those people that their taste bud receptors just does not make friends with cilantro, then by all means, please leave it out. Don't ruin your guacamole just for the sake of somebody told me to put it in there. We happen to really like cilantro. Again, your flavor from your cilantro is in the stems, but feel free to put the leaves in there as well. They're pretty, and there's a little bit of flavor in the leaves, just not as much as in the stems. And then you have a little bit of tomato. It's not the middle of the summertime right now here. It's the middle of February, so I have little organic cherry tomatoes, and I chop those up pretty finely, and we'll stir those in. More than anything, just for visual appeal, but it still gives it a bit of flavor. You can also add a couple of tablespoons of sour cream if you want this to be extended a bit. Go a little bit further, and it adds a lovely flavor to it. But for right now, we're just going to leave it just like that. And believe it or not, our guacamole's done. I want you to get a look at this and give it a try. We'll put the recipe over in the description. Hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys.